Here, I'm going to solve this system of equations using my matrix equation AX equals B. So remember that A is going to be my coefficient matrix and B is going to be my constant matrix. So let's go ahead and write those down here. So A equals, and the columns are going to be the coefficients of my x's and y's respectively. So negative 7/3 and 1, and negative 1 and 1/2. And then the B is going to be 17/3 and negative 3. So remember what's going on here is that we're going to find the inverse of my coefficient matrix A, and I'm going to multiply both sides on the left by the inverse of A. So what that will look like is the inverse of A times X, which is my variable matrix, and then the inverse of A times B. What happens is these end up canceling out to give me the identity matrix, which then multiplies by X to just give me X. So my X, which is my variable matrix, really equals the inverse of A times B. So the only thing I'm concerned with is finding the inverse of A and then multiplying it by B. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and find the inverse of A, which is 1 over the determinant of A, and then we have this switching these terms around a little bit. So my main diagonal, I switch the order. My minor diagonal, I switch the sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and find this determinant of A. So the determinant of A is going to be the multiplication here, so negative 7/3 times 1/2 minus 1 times negative 1. So it ends up being negative 7/6 plus 1, which is negative 1/6. Okay, so back up here, plug that into my formula, 1 over negative 1/6, and then times all that stuff. Really what I'm doing here, 1 over negative 1/6 is the reciprocal, so really this is just negative 6 being multiplied by all these entries in here. So the inverse of A becomes negative 3, negative 6, positive 6, and then 14. So this is the inverse of A, which then I'm going to multiply by B to find my solution here. So X equals, let me go ahead and rewrite this inverse matrix down, and I'm multiplying that by B, which would be 17/3 and negative 3. So X equals, so negative 3 times 17/3 will be negative 17. Negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18. So we know that first value there is just going to be 1. So 6 times 17/3 will be 34. And 14 times negative 3 is negative 42. So negative 8. Okay, so the solution then is x equals 1, y equals negative 8. So we have an ordered pair that's going to be 1, negative 8. And this ordered pair then is the solution to this original system of equations.